All right, thank you everyone. I'm Councilmember Peter Berguser, and I'm here to read the proclamation recognizing June 2024 as LGBTQ Pride Month. Whereas 53 years ago, in June 1969, as a riot at a Manhattan gay bar, the Stonewall Inn, in retaliation to a police raid, precipitated the modern fight for lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, LGBTQ rights. And whereas, because of acts of courage from those who demanded justice and from those who quietly pushed for progress, our nation has made great strides in recognizing what these brave individuals long knew to be true in their hearts, that love is love, and that no person should be judged by anything but the content of their character. And whereas for every partnership that was not previously recognized under the law, and for every American who was deprived their basic civil rights, the monumental 2015 Supreme Court ruling instilled newfound hope, affirming the belief that we are all freer when we are all treated as equals. And whereas despite extraordinary progress, LGBTQ people still face discrimination and violence simply for being who they are. And there remains much work to be done to extend the promise of safety and liberty to every person in the United States. And whereas 2024 is the 26th year of the Southern Solano County and Vallejo LGBTQ community and allies coming together to show our pride through service and support for the community in which we live. And the organization is known as the Vallejo Gay Network, the Solano AIDS Coalition, the Solano Serenity Center, the Louise Lawrence Transgender Center, the Solano Pride Center, and the Vallejo Naval and Historic Museum. And whereas during the lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer Pride Month, as we wave our flags of pride high and march boldly forward in parades of demonstrations, let us celebrate how far we have come and reaffirm our steadfast belief in the equal dignity of all residents of the United States. And whereas the City of Vallejo stands with the LGBTQ community and with all communities who struggle for basic human rights, for acceptance, visibility, safety, acknowledgement, and equitable, excuse me.
It's that long word in there.
In the quest for full equality under the law. Now therefore be it proclaimed that I, Robert H. McConnell, Mayor of the City of Vallejo, and the Vallejo City Council do hereby proclaim June 2024 as Lesbian, Gay, Bisexual, Transgender, and Queer Pride Month in the City of Vallejo, dated May 28th, 2024.
Thank you, Councilmember Berguser. Thank you, Charles. Mr. Mayor, City Council members, thank you so much for this. It means a lot to our community. For those of you who don't know me, well, I tell many who don't. My name is Thomas Bill, and I come to you along with representatives from our Vallejo-based LGBTQ organizations and people who service our community to accept this proclamation on behalf of the community that we represent. As we gather here today, we stand united in celebration and recognition of Pride Month, and we thank you for recognizing it with us and for us. This time we honor the courage and struggles and triumphs of the LGBTQIA community across America and the world. In Vallejo, this month is not just a multicolored tapestry adorning our streets and flagpoles across the city. It is a profound declaration of our city's commitment to inclusivity, diversity, and unconditional acceptance in Vallejo. In Vallejo, Pride Month is a beacon of hope for a lot of people who in the rest of our county cannot find that, and also the rest of our country. Our country has seen extreme rights removed from people. And I say people because a lot of people consider them not people, not human. So, as this proclamation says, it's a time when we raise the flag high above our government buildings, above our buildings of community congregation like the Vallejo Museum, the GVRD, and all the other places that we congregate. It's raised not just as a symbol, but as a promise that here in our city, everyone is valued, Everyone is supported and everyone is free to be their authentic self. This month we remember the long journey of those who have fought for the rights we cherish today. We remember the Stonewall riots, the brave activists like Harvey Milk, and the tireless efforts of local heroes like Richard Johnson, who recently passed, and his partner, Rick Duran, who have made Vallejo a welcoming place for all. We stand in solidarity with our LGBTQI siblings and our allies, acknowledging the challenges that they face, not just in the distant states with restrictive laws, but here in our own backyards. Pride Month in Vallejo is a vibrant tapestry woven through shared experiences, cultural diversities. It is time for events like Pride Night at the Vallejo Museum, Saturday, June 8th. It is a time for new exhibits opening and sharing history, also at the Vallejo Museum, opening June 1st, and for remembering those who have died and who they are, and at the Pulse nightclub ceremony on June 7th at the Vallejo Museum. It's also a time for flag raising ceremonies here at the Vallejo City Hall on June 3rd. And it's also a time for our 26th annual Pride Picnic on Mare Island. It's a time for our youth and our seniors who can feel seen, respected, loved, and not just for 1 month, but every single day. Let us not forget that Pride is also a call to action. It is a reminder that the fight for equality is far from over. It is a challenge to each of us to stand up against discrimination, to speak out against injustice, and to ensure that the progress we've made is never reversed. So as we celebrate, let us also educate. Let us also reach out to those who may not understand and share with them the stories of love, resilience, and pride that define our community. Let us show the world that in Vallejo, love always wins. Thank you, Vallejo City Council. Thank you, Mr. Mayor, for reaffirming that our town is a beacon of light. With this, I and the Vallejo LGBTQ community, of which there's a few here tonight, we thank you for this, and may we continue to march forward hand in hand, heart in heart, towards a future where everyone can live with dignity and pride. Thank you. And now I ask for Gary to come forward. She is the Executive Director of the Solano Serenity Center.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor and City Council. We have Pride Month, and as they spoke about Stonewall, you ought to remember Cooper's Donuts, Black Cat Tavern, Compton's Cafeteria right in San Francisco, where riots took place because of mistreatment by authoritarian figures. One thing I learned this year is that we cannot be complacent in our rights for same-sex marriage or for any of the laws we have in the books right now. If we become complacent, it will be taken away, as we saw with Roe v. Wade. This is not only, as Tom said, a flag raising, but it's also awareness raising. We are who we are. We are your neighbors, we're judges, we are doctors, we are lawyers, we are all over the spectrum everywhere. And we need to be recognized for the fact that we are still here. Many of my friends, many of my relatives, my adopted brothers and sisters, they aren't here anymore. So this is a time of celebration, but it's also a time of remembrance and looking back, knowing that that fight that we are fighting today started many years ago, and this generation needs to be the one that finishes it out. We need to have equal rights all across the board, no matter what, no matter where, across the 30 states. So thank you for the proclamation for this year. I do appreciate it. On behalf of Solano Serenity Center, I invite you all to the Pulse nightclub ritual that we will have 6 to 8 p.m. Friday night, the 7th of June at the Vallejo Museum. Vallejo Museum has been great to open doors to us and has made us feel very welcome in this city, and that's been a big turnaround in this city at this time. So Thank you very much. And next is Solano Pride Center from Fairfield, Mr. Will McCartney. Get your last name.
I'm Will McCarty, the new Executive Director of the Solano Pride Center. We are officed in Fairfield, but we serve the whole county, mayor, council members. Thank you so much for the proclamations. Vallejo is fortunate to have as many LGBTQI2SA+ organizations as they do. Not many places in our county have the number of organizations that are doing great work, both in social support and in creating a culture here. A lot of our work, especially in East County, is addressing religious and ideological violence against our community. So put your hand way up high. Everybody out there, put your hand way up high. Pat yourself on the back a little bit. There's a little bit, and accept that pat on your back, because this city has been doing more than a lot of other parts of the county. But there's still so much more work for us to do. Colin Amato, our clinical director, is also here that provides counseling for members of the LGBTQI2S+IA+ community and others, and family members. And as we try to be in support of all of those that need support throughout the county, I just want to commend all of our partners that we work with, and thank you all for the great work that you do. And one other thing I want to lift up, we're having our first ever countywide pride in Sassoon City. And the city of Sassoon is co-sponsoring Pride with us as Solano Pride Center. And I encourage you, the next time the rotation comes around, to co-sponsor Pride here in Vallejo with us, so that the community can know, from its elected leaders down to its citizens and members of our community, that the place of our LGBTQ2S+IA+ folks are integral to the working and acceptance here in this county. These proclamations are very important for us, because the work continues, especially in parts where there are actively religious discrimination coming even from city councils in this county. So thank you so much for being a part of our answer and helping us feel free to live here as citizens. Thank you.
Good evening. Jim again. Thank you, City Council, Mayor, and thank you, fire representatives that have made this possible. Earlier, I tried to explain to a younger person why this proclamation, what is it about. I told them there was a time when the world and Vallejo didn't want to acknowledge our existence, wanted us to stay in the shadows. Now with this proclamation, Vallejo is saying you do exist. We are acknowledging this, and we welcome you. Thank you.
Picture time. Class photo. Interesting to see you on this side for once. Okay. On the count of three. 1,
2, and 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and 3. Oh, you didn't get my good side.